Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be exploring a neighborhood that I actually haven't been to in quite a while. We're going to see art exhibits in the East Village, and we finally have a beautiful day in New York City. The sunshine is amazing. I'm so thankful for it. Our first stop of the day is Karma Gallery to see this exhibit of sculptures by Thaddeus Mosley. These sculptures were created between 2020 and 2022, and each are hand carved and formed out of unique sections from 3 to 4 logs. The backstory on Mosley is that he began creating wood sculptures in the 1950s while working at the United States Postal Service, and he's still making them to this day. He's 96 years old. His works are highly influenced by the wooden forms of African American grave markers in Georgia that Mosley once saw in a photograph. And he explains the quote, "In each of them, I saw a similar spirit, a similar approach to clean, fluid shapes coming from people working close to the earth and trying to fuse the earth and human spirituality into a single form." As far as the materials that he uses, Mosley works primarily in hardwoods such as walnut, cherry, and chestnut, and on occasion, salvaged metals. We're now going to head over to a second Karma Gallery location to see an exhibit of paintings by the New York-based artist Paul Mogensen. And these works were all created between 1965 up to 2022, so basically a lifetime. And Mogensen's works definitely fit in my opinion, with the minimalist movement of the 1960s. His forms are geometric, giving meaning not just to the actual piece, but the space around it as well. Some of Mogensen's inspirations include mathematics and geometry, as well as the work of Russian constructivists. This large metallic piece on the wall to my right is a work from 1966, and it consists of 16 parts fixed on the wall, painted with a copper medium and a sprayer. And the work starts with the smallest square in the bottom right, and then it starts expanding vertically and horizontally, each piece doubling in height and width. We're now going to head over to the Hole to see an exhibit by Matthew Stone titled AI Paintings. So, the works in the show are meant to challenge established ideas about art and ownership, as well as explore new possibilities for artistic expression using AI. And as you could have guessed by the title of the exhibit, Stone has engaged with AI to create the works that we see here. So, what does that mean exactly? In this show, Stone has both digital works as well as works on canvas that were created through feeding his past paintings into a custom AI model that he's trained. So, by doing this, Stone is challenging the idea of a single, definitive artwork that is owned by one person or institution. We're going to make a quick stop for brunch at one of my favorite places, Altla, which is actually more in the NoHo area than East Village, but it was created by Enrique Olvera, the famous chef who founded Puyo. This concha was so fresh, so delicious. This is the vanilla one. They also had an orange one. And these are some of the items off of their brunch menu. It's only available on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I couldn't help but make one more quick stop into the John Darien store. This is a great place to get gifts. There's so much goodness crammed in here. It's definitely worth a visit since they're pretty much only in New York City. I think they have one other store in Massachusetts, but yeah, very, very cool, unique sort of home decor. We're now going to head over to Galerie Perrotin to see 3 exhibits, starting with this one by Nikki Maloof. The show is titled Skunk Hours, and it features a new series of paintings and drawings where imagined interiors and animals become proxies for the human experience. And the show's title comes from a poem by Robert Lowell published in 1959, which begins as this light-hearted description of a seaside town in Maine and ends with this mind in turmoil. And the line in particular that's inspiring the name of the show is the following: I myself am hell. Nobody's here. Only skunks that search in the moonlight for a bite to eat. Maloof's works are a lot like this poem. At first glance, they're pretty colors, familiar subject matter, food, home, animals. But the closer you look, the more surprising elements you pick up on. It's sort of this glamorized unease that really gives Maloof's work almost a surrealist quality, in my opinion. The writer Gabrielle Schwarz describes Maloof's works as being, quote, unabashedly maximalist in her approach to her canvases. On the second floor, there's an exhibit by Sophia Narrett, and it's at times like these I'm so happy to have this channel so I can show you all on video the incredible detail and textures of Narrett's work. It's very hard to capture this in a photograph. Narrett makes each of these works by hand, and the 6 works that you see here took her over a year to create. The exhibit is titled Carried by Wonder, and it features a series of embroidered works that explore the intricacies of modern romance. And I think her work captures really well sort of this trap we fall into of idolizing romance, whether it's watching a rom-com or imagining your future with the one that you love. It's something we want to fall into, and her imagined sort of beautiful scenes are no different. Upstairs is the final exhibit that we're going to see at Perrotin. This is JR's newest series titled Les Enfants d'Urano, or The Children of Uranos, and it features imagery of the children directly impacted by global conflict that are living in refugee camps. The title of the show, The Children of Uranos, is a phrase that JR is using to reference children who are considered to be creative, imaginative, free-spirited, since Uranos is the Greek god of the sky. And the works are created by using the negatives of his photographs, which is a technique that's symbolic in a number of ways. For example, by reversing the negative and positive space, the children have these glowing silhouettes that resemble classical depictions of divinity. In fact, the gallery states the quote, "It is in these divine children that JR sees and captures the moment where all possibilities lie, where the world is yet to be elucidated, where hierarchies can be inverted, where the status quo and preconceived notions can be challenged, and new, more benign social constructs can be envisioned. It is in this new field where everything is possible." We're going to end the day with a group show at François Ghebaly. I've never actually been to their East Village space, only their LA space, and I will say, like most New York spaces, it is significantly more petite than their LA space. The show is curated by Genesis Boulanger, and it's made up of works from Boulanger, Tony Metelli, Dyke Blair, Nikki Maloof, whose exhibit we just saw, and Danielle Orchard. The show is titled Pleasure Principle, and it's based on a concept by Freud that says basically, as humans, quote, "we act according to our desire for gratification and pleasure." And that's all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It'll just keep you up to date on every time I put out a new video. And I will see you all in my next one.